Hey, what's up everyone, Blade here, and welcome back to another video of Persona 5 The Phantom X. Inside today's video, guys, we're going to be talking about Akechi and how he ended up getting moved back. Once again, this is a pre-recorded video, so on the day that you guys should be seeing this, it's probably like Friday if I'm correct here. So I won't know if anything got updated to like the last second, so I might not post this video, I might post it. If you do see it, I got some things to at least talk with you guys about. So if you guys are interested in the video, be sure to sit back, relax, and enjoy the vid. Hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. We're working on a lot of things in the background, so all the support would be freaking fantastic. So let's get straight into it. So if you're seeing this video, that means they pushed back Akechi, or that means pretty much right now Akechi's probably going to be 2 patches away instead of 1 patch away, which in some regard to some people is a very bad thing here. Many of us who've been waiting on the P5R collab have been waiting basically on Sumi and him 24/7, and seeing the most recent thing being with live stream only showing Sumi and Turbo, that means banners got moved around again. So the huge problem at hand that a lot of people are thinking is, why did they move the man Akechi? Now there are various different hunches out there, and I have a few hunches of my own here, but I'm gonna just get it straight out there and say it right now. This actually isn't all too bad. This is pretty darn good, because knowing how the character currently performs on TW, even with the buffs that he's been given, it's kind of nice to have him pushed back. You get more time to at least save a little bit, but the only downside is certain banners are moved up. So let's go ahead and talk about it. So originally how this was going to play out here, or at least what we thought was, it was going to be Sumi and of course him back to back, generating a ton of money for the company in total here. But instead what we ended up getting was Sumi and Turbo so far of our notice, and this means this man has been pushed back even further. Now a lot of people are angry about this. I personally see it as a blessing in disguise, mainly because not only are we able to pull for Turbo a little bit earlier and skip him in order to get a lot more gems ready for the anniversary or recuperate, but it gives them more time to start trying to buff this character. And what I mean by this is, this character truly needs the hardest rework ever inside the game. This character, when I say is not usable, I mean A6 is even low on tier list, which tells you a lot. If the A6 is pretty much like tier 2, then you should know there's something wrong with the character. The fact that they're taking time to push him back could honestly be a pro for us, but to some people be a con. So we're gonna go over at least the cons first here. The bad news always comes before the good news, right? So the huge con about them moving him back is a lot of course, my Akechi enjoyers are gonna be pretty mad and ticked off that they have to wait even longer for the guy, which does suck, meaning pool plans are getting changed once again. Another downside about this is, although Akechi is getting pushed back, that means even more so, even though he wasn't used in his own patch pretty much, he definitely, if they don't change a lot about him, won't be used in any other patch either. So there is that little notion of this is a little bit of a problem. But the biggest con of them all is there's a lot more time, which also can actually be a pro to some extent. But there's a lot more time that they're going to be working on this character if they're fully reforming him, meaning they could increase FOMO. So there's 3 cons here that honestly I feel like are a huge deal that could be a problem for this, or probably the business itself has just given up on him, and so they don't see a need to really bring him out any earlier right now. Those are all some probable things, but at the same time there are some pros to the different things that are already announced. With him being gone, it gives my Akechi lovers more time to save, which is great, but they do have to have a little bit more patience, which is still something that's a little bit of a pro. As for the second thing here, with the more time that we do have, that means they could very well reform his kit to being absolutely fantastic, or decide to destroy all our feelings and make sure his kit is terrible. I do think that with the time that we're getting given here, Akechi himself is going to be unbelievably worth it if they do rework him. So hopefully that is the main case here. The man's freaking cool, so honestly, if they rework him to be perfect, that would be insanely worth. As for the third, or at least third pro about this here, is technically if you're already skipping the man, seeing that he's going to be now that new middle ground before Ange, aka the anniversary unit, you have a free skip patch. So for those of you who are skipping him, this is just the greatest thing on earth. For those of you who are pulling for him, it might be hell on earth now that you know that his banner is right next to the anniversary banner. So what I think is mainly going to be happening here is the main reason they moved him probably around and didn't keep them side by side is because the business itself knows it's probably not going to be that profitable. Sure, they know he's going to make some money, so there's no need to really remove him from the game, but moving him back would not only allow us to get the characters in the 4-star region, or at least the 5-star region, such as Turbo, give us more time to go ahead and get them out of jail, but it also would allow them to just make more money. If Turbo and Kasumi is way closer to each other, that means people are more inclined to spend during that time period, which they already knew Kasumi was going to get a little bit of sales happening anyways. So doubling the sale amount would be perfect for them if that's the case. Though the only downside that could possibly happen from doing this is now that things are going to be messed up, some people might not like that and it could very well just hurt the game itself. But that's only till we figure out what happens in the long run. Now, I do also think that with the Akechi moving around, just based on my own perception looking at this here, I really do feel like it's just them trying to get as much time as possible needed to not let everyone down on his kit. We already know they buff a lot of characters quite often, so I mean, like, it wouldn't be the first character that's gotten truly reformed. We've had it happen with Haru to an extent, so I feel like it could very well happen again with at least Akechi. But it would definitely be way more drastic than Haru's ever was. But still, it would be a decent thing to see if they end up doing it, because I do think Akechi does need it himself. If we even just take a look at Lefel.net here, take a look at their tier list, this man, like anyone other, definitely needs a full-on just reform. The tier list itself, in which I think a lot of other high tier players can also agree, is pretty darn spot on. The fact that he is at tier 1 at A6 and we have other characters that are higher than this is kind of crazy. I think the character himself needs a very huge rework, so them taking way more time on it might honestly just be worth it. But once again, I want to know what you guys are thinking on this. Is it a bad thing that they pushed him back? Is it a good thing? I need to know, because man, this guy, I hope they do him well, and I hope they make sure that he's an insanely good character. Currently, his main issues are going to be the recording damage output. Seeing that he only takes so little amount of this here, it doesn't do him justice. So if they can fix that and make his actual stats a lot higher, he will be perfect. But he still is missing a lot of work when it does come down to the character. Till then, everybody, though, thank you for watching, and stay safe, stay sharp, stay determined. And you know what? We're going to ride it out for the 8 minutes. You already know that I need this here anyways, and then we'll close it out. But you guys take care. Peace.